Hello, it's Mark from Cars and Cameras, and today we're going to take a look at a very special camera, the Sony RX100 Mark V. So let's skip the unboxing and go right to the camera. Okay, so here it is. It's a very tiny little camera, and the interesting thing about this camera is it can do incredible 4K video. It's a tiny little camera, and it's got a lot of features built in. Basically, it's shooting at about 5K, and so it's exceeding the 4K when it shoots, and it gives you an incredible 4K video. Now, are there some disadvantages to this camera? Well, of course, there's disadvantages to all cameras, but I'll go over that in a minute. But let's talk about the pluses. Okay, so number one, the first plus is you can shoot incredible 4K video, and the camera also has built-in ND filters, and it's very tiny, as you can see. And that's a real plus. The great thing is you can basically take this thing outside and basically turn the automatic ND filtration on and shoot at 1/50th of a second at 24p. We want to make our videos look fluid like film. So to do that, we want to shoot at 1/50th of a second. So that's what this camera will allow you to do outside, because as you can see, there is no screw-on filters that can be put on the camera. Let me go ahead and turn it on and show you. When it goes on, there's nothing you're going to put on the front of that lens to help it. So another cool feature is on the front of the camera, it has this wheel here, and you see that wheel? Well, you can go ahead and you can select different things with that. So if you put it in manual focus mode, and I want to talk about focusing because this camera, because of its new focusing system that Sony developed, and the two processors, basically kind of similar to the A6500, the focusing on this camera is incredible. It is very, very fast. So whereas I would never consider using a camera like this in autofocus mode, you can use it quite a bit, but for total control, you can go ahead and press manual control on the function on the camera and go ahead and control it right here. Basically, in the wide angle position, it's a 1.8 stop lens, so it lets in a lot of light, and it is a Zeiss lens, and it's basically a 1.8 to 2.8. So even at the telephoto end, you're only wide open at 2.8. Another cool professional feature of this camera is it gives you 7 different picture profiles, and picture profile 7 is the S-Log2, which gives you the widest dynamic range for color correction later. Now let's take a look at some 24p 4K samples. These were all shot using the standard picture profile, just so you can get an idea how they look straight out of the camera. And I manually adjusted the white balance. I think at most of these outdoor shots it was right around 7,000. Okay, so another cool feature the camera has is it has a built-in finder. And basically it's over here on the left-hand side of the camera, and there's a little lever here, and you just flip it, and then you pull out the viewfinder, and now you got yourself a built-in finder. It also has a diopter adjustment. I think it's -5 and +5. So if you wear glasses, you can take them off and pretty much use this and not have to worry about that. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about the camera, and I get a lot of questions. will this camera overheat? Okay, so when you're shooting in 4K, I really haven't used the camera much in 1080p. In 1080p, it's really a non-issue. And also in the slow motion modes, it's not a problem. But when you are shooting 4K, the camera is limited to shoot only for 5 minutes, and that's to keep the camera from getting too hot, and so it's 5-minute bursts. Now, if you shot a 5-minute burst with the camera and go ahead and start it again and shoot another 5-minute burst continuously, the camera probably about halfway through that second 5 minutes you're going to get a overheat icon, and where it shows up is I'm just going to flip the finder here. You can see it. There'll be a little yellow box that shows up on the back of the camera. Now, if you plug in an external power source to the camera, obviously you can't use my fancy grip here, but if you plug in an external power source, I played around with that, and you can use the camera for a much longer period of time if you want to do continuous shooting, because it's really the battery heating up. It's like the processor and the battery that's basically setting off that temperature alarm. It puts the camera in overheating mode. Now, but I found shooting 2.5, 3-minute bursts and then shooting again, that really the overheating for me has been a non-issue. I haven't noticed it. Now, one other thing that the Mark V does that the Mark IV does not do, they both models shoot 4K video, is this camera will actually tell you when it's going to shut down. It actually gives you a countdown. I believe it's like from 20 seconds, when the camera is actually going to shut off. And what I found, if I've stopped before the camera is shut off and give it a little rest and then start it up again, it really hasn't been an issue. So the picture quality out of this with the 5K and the full pixel readout, and then basically 4K, recording to the card, this camera is incredible. And like I said, minimal rolling shutter. This is a really ideal camera to put on a gimbal. That's mostly what I use it for, because you can really whip it around because you just do not see that rolling shutter. It's just really great for that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick look at the Sony RX100 Mark V. Be sure to check back with my channel. I have a lot of new reviews coming very soon and a lot of updates. So if you haven't subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you.